How are you today? It is your friend Naomi, and thank you for coming back to my channel, Everybody Eats. I hope you're hungry because today I am going to teach you how to make a rich and creamy, fresh and dreamy Patriotic Parfait with cheesecake layers and graham cracker layers and lots of fresh berries. It is so good. All right, well, if you're ready to get started, I'll get these out of the way and we will get on with it. Okay, so the first thing we need for our parfait is a cookie layer. Now, this is one of my favorite desserts because we don't have to bake anything really. You can use a good commercial graham cracker. If you are not gluten-free, go do Honey Maid. Do you. If you are gluten-free, I do like Kinnikinnick, and I also like Pamela's. Just make sure you check for other allergens. And of course, you could always use my soon-to-be famous homemade graham crackers, which are delicious, by the way. Everybody in my family loves them. What you're gonna need is 220 grams. It's gonna work out to about 2 cups of crumbs. If you haven't already, just take them, plop them in your blender or food processor. And to that, you are going to add 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. And we're just gonna zhuzh them up until they're fine crumbs. You may find that some don't break up as easily as others. If you do, just get in there, break them up with your fingers, get them off of the blades, and keep going. It will make a little bit of a mess. Sorry. When they're just about right, they're gonna look like a surprise graham cracker crumbs. As you can see, they're crumbly, they're fine, just perfect. And the other thing you're going to need is 4 or 5 tablespoons. You don't have to be super picky about it, but I recommend 5 of a good butter or dairy-free margarine. I have brand recommendations in the description below. We are going to take the margarine and we are going to melt it in a saucepan, and then we are going to stir the graham cracker crumbs in and toast them for just a minute. I'm going to do that and I'll see you in just a second. Okay, now the crumbs are just about toasted. It's been about 1 minute, so I'm going to remove them from the heat. And I'm going to continue to stir them real gently until they absorb all of the melted butter. Now, I'm going to try to show this to you. I don't know if you can see this. We're going to get closer. How's that? They're going to be a bit clumpy, okay? That is not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's not a bad deal. As they cool down, which you need to let them cool down completely to room temperature, they are going to clump up a bit, and you can just easily break them up with a spoon or with your fingers. You do not need to cook these any further. Now, of course, because I don't want to wait, I have some made. And we'll try to just keep moving through this recipe because I don't want to bore me either. Okay, we are going to make our cream cheese layer. So for our cream cheese layer, we're going to need 16 ounces of regular or dairy-free cream cheese. If you need a brand recommendation, go ahead and look in my description below. 5 tablespoons of butter or dairy-free margarine, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice and 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 2 cups of whipped cream or dairy-free whipping topping. I have already done this step for you. You want this light as a feather, stiff as a board, and no, Mom, I did not play that in 3rd grade because it was wrong and scary. And I didn't regret it at all. I mean, I didn't do it at all when I was 9. But you do want it to be very fluffy and very stiff. You want your cream cheese to be room temperature, and you want your butter or margarine to be soft. We are going to get our stand mixer out. You could also use a hand mixer, and we are going to beat the crud out of this. I'll show you that in a second. Oh look, my favorite machine. All right, so what we're going to do, the only thing we're going to leave out right now is the whipped topping. We're going to put our 16 ounces of cream cheese in, our 5 tablespoons of butter or margarine, our 2 tablespoons of sugar, our teaspoon of vanilla, and 2 teaspoons, more or less, of lemon. I do love fresh lemon, but you can use canned, or you could use orange juice or something, I guess. Now, depending on how soft your cream cheese is, and depending on how powerful your mixer is, we can whip this for anywhere from 2 minutes up to 10. So I'm going to turn it on, and then I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to ask Coke to speed this up. Okay, so I want to take a moment and show you exactly what this looks like before we fold in the whipped cream. It's been, for me, about 2 minutes, but I had it's in a warm kitchen, I have no air conditioning, and the stuff was soft. So you can see it is, let's see if it'll, yeah, there we go. It is extremely soft and fluffy, but still very, very stiff. Now at this point, you don't have to be gentle. If you want, you could just very gently and casually and lovingly fold in your whipping cream, okay? But I'm gonna be honest with you, I've done it that way, and it does make it fluffy, but I'm also a little bit lazy. I have children to feed. What actually happens is that I just beat the crud out of this, okay? So that's what I'm gonna tell you to do. Don't worry about being careful. If you're a careful type person, go for it. But honestly, beat it in. Okay, so this is why I was telling you just to beat it in. I have had taken absolutely no love and no care of this at all when it comes to the whipped cream. But look how fluffy and wonderful. It's probably gonna fall off. Just gonna let you know now. Yeah, I did it. It didn't deflate. It looks great, okay? And it fell off. And it tastes delicious. So we are going to set cheesecake layer aside. And now we kind of get to the easiest part of all. So we have our cheesecake layer, we have our cream cheese layer, and now we're going to talk about our fruit layers. And I will tell you, this is where your freedom rings, okay? You can use cooked pie filling. Today I happen to have some cooked strawberry pie filling that I just love. And you could use fresh pie filling, which if you've never made a fresh fruit, raw fruit pie filling, you should totally check out that recipe on my site. It is delicious. A blueberry fresh fruit pie filling. Or, I mean, if you're really, really, truly healthy, you could just use fresh fruit, right? What you need is 8 cups. It doesn't matter what it is. 8 cups of fresh fruit, 8 cups of pie filling. And if you want it to contrast, it needs to be 2 different ones. And if you want it to be patriotic, I highly suggest strawberry, cherry, and blueberry, okay? 8 cups will do any way you want it. So here is how we're going to make it. And you could do this in a big trifle, or a little cup, or a mason jar, or anything you want, okay? Or if you get real fancy, we can make a flag out of it, which I think we might do. So, watch how I do it, stick around, and I'll show you how to make a flag. You're gonna start with about, now obviously these amounts change depending on how big your vessel is, but assume a tablespoon or 2 of crumbs, just goes on the bottom. And this is not rocket science, okay? And then we're gonna put a tablespoon or 2 of, I just am not telling the truth today. What did I do? Yes, that is true. I was right. Tablespoon or 2 of whipping cream. Now, if you want this to be super neat, you could pipe it in. And if you're making a flag, you definitely should pipe it in. Okay. And then you're gonna do a tablespoon or 2 of your first fruit or pie filling. All right. And I'll just throw some fresh fruit on that side so you can see how the fresh fruit is. All right, versus the cooked pie filling. All right. And then you're going to put another layer of crumbs. Like I said, this is easy. Another layer of delicious whipped cheesecake, which will thicken as you chill it, which is why I ask you to please chill it for at least an hour. It will thicken. Oh, it'll be delicious. And then, of course, another layer of fruit topping of choice, or some fresh fruit. Okay. And then if you really want to gild the lily, and you're not already making it like a flag, if you get some edible flowers, you can make your own homemade edible fireworks. So I've got this little bit of bee balm here, and that's just going to go in as my firework. And maybe I will do, I don't know what these are, but they're cute. I mean, they're edible. I know what they are, but I mean the ones in the sky. Just slap that in there. Or you could do little bits of coriander flowers or linden flowers to make little white stars. And then that's how that looks. Pretty cool, right? Well, I don't know what to tell you. It really was that easy. If you like this recipe and want to see more, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And I do what I do for the love of you, but I also like a cup of coffee. So if you want to say thank you with a cup of coffee, links in the description below. And don't forget, I love you. I'll see you soon, okay? Bye. Hey, yo, what's up?